Born in 1897, by 10 years old, Amelia Earhart scaled the highest branch. Below, her sister Muriel watched with bated breath. But Amelia never once looked down. She gripped the rough, ancient bark. Amelia's eyes were fixed solely on the distant horizon. She was a girl seeking a vantage point the world wasn't ready to give. A year later, in a quiet classroom, she sat with a pair of scissors. She constantly cut and pasted out articles about women achieving the impossible. By 1910, she was exposed to domestic violence at home. She often saw her parents fight, so much so that it became the norm. But she would not be a victim of those circumstances. The true turning point arrived in 1920, at an air show in Toronto. She loved attending air shows, as she was in awe of the aircraft. The thunder of the engine became her own heartbeat. It was at an air show that she first met George Putnam. Within months, she was in California, climbing out of a cockpit. She had finally found the air she was meant to breathe. To pay for lessons, she donned grease-stained coveralls. Her hands were calloused, but her spirit was fueled by the promise. By 1928, she became the first woman to fly across the Atlantic, but largely as a passenger. The subsequent ticker tape parade felt like a hollow performance. In the meantime, her relationship with George was growing. On February 7th, 1931, she and George Putnam were married. He was a great companion and always supported her love of flying. On the 20th of May, 1932, she climbed into the red Lockheed Vega 5B alone. The dawn light caught her goggles as she taxied onto the runway. Hours later, over the dark Atlantic, the cockpit turned into a nightmare. Ice coated the controls, heavy and suffocating. Flames flickered from the exhaust, licking at the night air. She fought the stick, her knuckles white against the metal. When she finally landed in a quiet Irish pasture, her face was etched with exhaustion. The exhaustion of a victor. She was not at all discouraged, and soon after, she was planning her next flight. In May of 1928, she became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. By 1937, she was in New Guinea, working with aviation expert Fred Noonan, preparing to fly yet again. She checked the engines one last time before boarding. On July 2nd, she transmitted her final message into the vast, empty Pacific. She did not know that this would be her last flight. Unfortunately, she was never seen or heard from again. The search effort was extensive, covering thousands of miles, by air and by sea, but she was never found. Today, her leather jacket rests behind glass in Washington, D.C. We honor Amelia Earhart as a legend, who became the first woman to solo the Atlantic, an icon, who inspired young girls to dream of becoming not only pilots, but anything. And a trailblazer, whose advocacy for women's careers extended across multiple professional fields. Reaching toward every horizon, we honor Amelia Earhart for being a legend, an icon, and a trailblazer. Want to see more stories like this? Like and subscribe to Legends, Icons, and Trailblazers. More legends are coming.